Good morning, Ricky. Can you tell us about your business and what inspired you to start it?
Well, first of all, thanks so much for having me. My name is Ricky Moore. I'm the owner, chef, and founder of Saltbox Seafood Joint that's located here in Durham, Bull City. Shout out Bull City. What was the inspiration? Let's talk about that. Well, I'm a 30-year veteran in the business, so a lot of my experience has been all fine dining, and the inspiration came from me just wanting to move into the space of entrepreneurship. And in 2012, I was doing some little recons around the Raleigh-Durham Triangle area, and I settled here in Durham, and I found a little spot on Mangum Street. And this little spot was 205 square foot. So, I saw that space and I said, you know what, that's the space I want to start a business in. So the inspiration frankly came from, the idea of the space and the location, but also indirectly, it was a trip to Singapore where I saw little small hawker stalls where there were little small food vendors in this open air market that was cooking really delicious food, and it didn't require a whole bunch of staff nor a bunch of space. So fast forwarding, when I got back, I saw this little place on the side of the road in Mangum Street downtown, and it was reminiscent of that. I said, that's it. So that was the inspiration. What's the inspiration for seafood? It just looked like a place where folks would walk up to a window and get a fried fish sandwich. Bottom line. In addition to that, my wife challenged me one time. She said, hey, Ricky, where can I get a good fried fish sandwich at around here? And I didn't have an answer. So that was another indirect inspiration of that. So I started my business in 2012, and in a 205 square foot space, very humble beginnings, and I tried to do something that was authentic to me, and I wanted to do something particularly in that neighborhood because it was a traditionally African American neighborhood, to do something of quality. All communities, in addition to mine, deserves quality. So that was my immediate goal, to bring something to the neighborhood that was meaningful, authentic, people could connect with, but also, have a quality business within that community, or be one of the quality ones, and that was the motivation. As I think about, me being an entrepreneur, and particularly African American Black-owned business, I took cues from the history of Durham, i.e. Black Wall Street. Before I opened the business in Durham in particularly, and that was intentional, that I really studied the history of Black Wall Street and what that meant. A lot of the founders of, the life insurance company, last name was Moore. So I don't know if we were any kin or not, but it still felt like, okay, cool, this makes sense for me to do a business here. That's where I find inspiration. So, that was also one of the things I wanted to really, hone in on. In terms of businesses and what it means for me as a business owner and how I contribute to a community, I would not be anything without the community, okay? I really enjoy the idea of how Durham, the community itself, really embraces diversity, all right? Really important. I think that's the one unique thing about Durham, is that everybody is intentionally willing to and authentically want to support small businesses, and particularly Black-owned businesses, not just in February, but, every month of the year, you know what I mean? Outside of that, at the end of the day, yes, I'm a Black-owned business. I'm also a veteran-owned business. I'm also a woman-owned business, so my wife is a participant. So I'm all of that, but I just want to make sure that everybody understands that, in this vast community that we have, there is room to showcase everybody intentionally, but never excluding anyone.